elevation of spirit, okay? Learning how to turn dark matter into light. So that's what's coming through. What I'm getting from this is that it's like your light body is shifting. Okay, you might have been having physical symptoms. Your throat chakra specifically might be clearing. But basically, there's these shifts that you take. You're learning how to alchemize, okay? Transmuting. So what's the message for you? What do you need to be aware of? So you've been doing some internal work here, some shadow work, if you will. Yeah, look, the Hermit. Exactly that. Oh, Knight of Wands to King of Pentacles. Instantly heard, going from really impulsive, untrustworthy, unstable to dependable, trustworthy, grounded, also abundant. Oh my God, 10 of Pentacles, yes, abundant. Someone's learned. They've learned their ways, and they're also recognizing how they've so many times have pulled themselves away from this 10 of Pentacles that they've truly desired deep within. You know, this abundant lifestyle. Truly, that's what's coming through. Something that they it's like their own illusions have stopped them, you know. And with this soul searching energy, if you want to call it that, Virgo energy is there as well, coming through big. Number 9, someone's really understanding. They're not avoiding anymore themselves, their truth. I think that they've been very focused on their finances, but they were massively distracted, and I think it was from that sexual energy for this particular collective. Okay, the sexual energy is a big deal. When they learn to harness that, which they clearly have been doing, they're going to be channeling through very differently. And this is why they're accessing, they're clearing the, you know, the noise in between them and their true divine energy coursing through them. Yep, grounding. They want to make some kind of offer here. That's what I'm getting. It's too many cards. I think there's just, I'm seeing a seed, you know, truly birthing something, because they have the full capacity now of justice. They want to bring divine justice, something. They have the full capacity now to ground this. I think before they didn't. You know, I'm talking about abundantly, something to do with material thing, maybe actual money, but something where they feel like they have what is required, that abundant energy now, inside, outside. I think that they might, like I said, they're working on their finances. Now they're at a space where they feel less, like it's less unstable. And so they now want to be able to move forwards towards this offer, is what I'm seeing. 6 of Cups, okay, something, so it could be a past connection that they're already reminiscing about, that they've had to, oh my God, they got the 6 of Swords and then the Queen of Pentacles. They're watching in on this Queen, but they want to transition this connection. I think that they're seeing this Queen of Pentacles as a queen to their king, right? But also very much on the same level and wanting to do this together. So that abundant lifestyle, they want this with, they know who they want it with. And they very much recognize their own red flags. They know them. The only thing now is they feel like they need to show up, you know, but because of who they were in the past, how can someone now trust them? How can they now be dependable and trustworthy? People truly can change, you know. It's about intention and where they're putting their efforts, you know, and perspective. But obviously, clearly there's been some kind of time here. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles, King of Cups. They know they need to come through with emotional stability. That Knight of Wands was not emotionally stable. They were led by that sexual energy massively. It's a big deal for whoever this is, you know. Impulse, leading them astray. But that Ace of Pentacles, that's that seed I was talking about. This is something they've thought about for a while. Truly. Gosh. Wow. Yes, the Hanged Man. Oh God, the Hanged Man. So that is something they've had to address in that Hanged Man, that pause moment, that 10 of Swords, that Knight of Wands energy, that just, I'm hearing that player energies, that kind of thing, you know. But again, they were just hurting themselves. They were operating on wounds and continuing to cycle through that. And that's so sad, because when you come to that realization, which they truly have, the regret that they've had, the truly, you know, you have to learn to forgive yourself. You understand the reasons for that at that time. You learn that along the way. But it's really something that you have to face within yourself, okay? That's what they've been doing. Very good. Oh my God, now they're coming through as a Knight of Pentacles and the 8 of Wands. They really want to move forwards, but there's a stable energy, you know? Stable, consistent, showing up. You know, they're the king, but they want to come through as a knight so that they can really, because they know they can't just force themselves forwards and be possessive or whatever, even if they feel like that's what they want, you know, they want it to be theirs. They know that it's not about belonging, possessiveness here. It's about showing up in the correct way. I'm seeing gifts here. Someone really wants to put in the effort. coming through with something more than that can offer than just their voice or their presence. They really want to prove themselves. It really comes through showing who they've become as they are now within themselves. That's a truth. These conversations, I think they just want to have conversations, and they know that well, to them, they think that they're not 100% sure that they're going to get the green light with that. So they want to come through with almost like incentives or something. I don't know. It's really interesting. Horses could be important. Okay. Okay, so they were blinded for a very long time. To ground this down, this Hierophant energy, they could have been getting some kind of guidance here. I don't know, they were indecisive for a very long time, and this is one of their barriers, their mental mindsets, their mindset, Mental health could be important for them, actually. I think that they've not to their own worth to do this. That's what I think that's about. Knowing they're worthy. Wow, this is really fast movement. They really want to move forward with this, and they know what it is. Again, that just keeps coming through. So it's been on their mind a lot. They've ruminated is what I'm hearing, but I also feel like as they're reclaiming their power, they truly are now understanding that there's a healthy way of reflecting on the past, and that's what they're doing. But in the past, I think they were you to have a lot of messages with each other, fast, lost. That's why I feel like it ended, and it was so unexpected and too soon is what I'm hearing. So clearly, let's see what else. Some clarity. Yeah, the Magician. They really want to bring... In the past, it was almost like a full start, Didn't have all the tools needed. Was way too entangled in external things. But this is that transition now. Calmer waters. Understanding that you have to address the past in order to truly move forwards together. And this Chariot, that fast forward movement. Wow. Oh my God, the Two of Wands. Definitely something about heart-to-heart conversations coming through. Something where, you're going to be able to really move forwards together. You're going to be able to say, what, these are the tools we have before us. How can we really proceed here now? Which is really beautiful because there's balance there. As you're learning inner alchemy, you're learning how to alchemize with each other. That's how you learn how to align your energy fields, which is super important. I feel that someone truly wants to explain who they've become, what they've been going through. Okay. But I think it's a two-way thing as well, Well, unless they already are aware of this. That did come through, something about watching. I don't know. Let's see. More to be revealed. Okay, so healing family issues. That's a big deal then. Interesting. That's why they've been in that sexual energy, is that sacral center, which is your inner child trauma. So they've been having to do some forgiveness. So that stable Ten of Pentacles that they desire, I don't think they came from that. Yeah, children, their inner child. They've also had to be really mindful of who's around them, their environment, who they're asking for help, who they're going to. Okay, because there's a strong magnetic connection here. I don't think a lot of people would understand this. That's what I'm getting. Especially when, you can have people praying, and the wrong people can really cause downfall. They can bring shadow, even if they don't mean it. Because I think this is one of those connections where not everyone would understand it, but it's powerful, and you could truly bring that Ten of Pentacles into reality, which means you can truly help a lot of people who need you together. Virgo energy was coming through very fast, very giving energy. New love cycle. Okay. Give your relationship a chance, working on your partnership together. Angel wings could be really important for somebody. Robin Hood as well. Okay. Oh my God. Reconciliation very soon, the bottom of the deck. Okay, engagement. Your connection is reaching high levels of commitment. Wow. There you go then. This is someone who's had to learn what it means to be that safe, grounded, stable place for love, or for this connection at least, whatever this is that they want to bring through. There's a reason for that. And I also think that they've listened to the wrong people, okay? And this is something they're learning from, they're healing from, and all the distortions in their mind, that mental framework, they're needing to see clearly through that, which is why they've been spending a lot of time alone. So they're very intentional about this, which is good, right? That sacred pause, I mean, it's been a while. That's why they're so wanting to come forth, charge forth is what I'm hearing. Horses are really important here, okay? So clearly there's this new beginning on this person's mind, and they understand that it comes with stability. I think that the biggest thing here is safety for whoever they're connected to. Safety. That's why they know they need to show up with that emotional stability, that groundedness, show, prove. They think it's proving, right? But again, this is about working your relationship together, this partnership, you know, that's how you become a power couple. There's a partnership, there's a strong foundation. That didn't happen before here. That's why it was so unexpected. Or you were so into each other's like energy, you know, flowing through that. And then, you know, being purpose driven, carrying on, keeping moving forwards. This is secure, this is reliable. They know this. They haven't had that before. They haven't been in that energy before, remember what we were saying? They've been learning a lot, you know. Or at least their perspective has been very much shifting, which is why that was coming through before, like turning that dark into that light, you know. Communication again, you know. So they want to manifest this, if you want to use that word. They want to truly, they have a lot that they want to say, truly. King of Fire, see if that comes out. That is about within 7 days, something's progressing, but... Again, I do think there's something though that holds them back, and I think it's their own mind, their mental health. They're still working through that mindset. Okay, worthiness, definitely. Even they need safety. Okay, they need safety. Okay, so whatever happened in Virgo season, this year or last year is what I'm hearing. Probably last year, it put them back. Whatever it was, it stopped them from moving forwards here. It showed them that they need to detach. Clearly, they weren't ready. Yeah, now it's about allowing divine timing. There's definitely been a big pause here. I can feel it. They've had to learn divine timing. But I think that the person they're connected to, got Virgo energies as well, could have had to also learn that as a result. And I think the person they're connected to has truly detached. They've given this king room to do what they need to do. That's important. Because if they're reaching this point, it suggests that whoever they're connected to, the divine feminine energy, has been working on herself. Aligning within herself, getting ready for higher levels in all areas of her life, not just the connection, right? Yeah, confirmation. Death card, Scorpio season, total overhaul. Phoenix, you know. There was an ending, a letting go. But it's allowed this total overhaul of self for both of you. Haul could be an important haul. Okay, what else? Yes, because with this total overhaul comes the absolute abundant expansion that you weren't in before. Look at these two cards, like the fiery colours, like the oranges and the, you know, so the lower three chakras. You needed stability, you needed, I'm hearing also just that healthy connection energy. So relationships in a healthy way, not this out of balance sexual energy that was clearly coming through. That's why that inner child trauma healing has been big here. Someone's had to really face themselves, right? But now there's success ahead. There's a turning point. There's destiny unfolding, you know. That creative energy, that solar plexus as well, is actually that masculine energy. It's that action, that confidence, just do the thing, you know. If you're stable enough, you're channeling your energy in a healthier way. Rebirth, judgment, lots of Scorpio energy here, okay. Again, another card of total transformation. Major changes are coming, that is for sure. What else do you need to be aware of? Strength, Leo card. Those energies are coming through big. You've got 2 Leo cards. Then you've got Earthy Virgo cards again. Could be important time of the year for you. Chariot again. So that confidence, that courage, that's what you needed to move forward here. And that wasn't there before, you know, no matter what. That's why you didn't know how to deal with the ending that happened before. Completely unexpected ending. It shook you, you know. So Taurus season. Something could be unraveling since Taurus season. 2 Taurus season as well. Okay. Okay, so the Queen of Fire. Okay, so that is within 7 to 14 days. Another Leo card, my gosh. So you could be summer babies, but there's definitely something within the next within the next 2 weeks. The Tower, a sudden change. Let's get another one for that. There's another card of action though. But again, fueling your energy for that desire in the healthy way, communication. It's going to be so unexpected. But it's going to allow you to wrap up this cycle. So this is where you're going to have to be so intentional on how you respond. How this person communicates is going to be really important. You know, I'm hearing truth, authenticity, depth, and stability. So they're going to need to really ground themselves, align their own nervous system as they do this. You know, they need to come back to themselves. Breathe, whatever it is that you need, not the impulsive, unhealthy energies that you're coming from. I'm hearing addictions, and they've really had to deal with addictions. There's something That's going to close out a cycle here. Let's get another one. I think the cycle of a long pause and no communication, but it's going to be opportunity to do things in a healthy way now. Lots of communication cards. So you've cleared. That's why that throat was coming through before. You've clearly been working on your throat chakra. That was Hanged Man again. That's the Empress. The Empress. Wow. Stay in your divine feminine energy. Stay in your divine feminine energy. Yes, there's a strong magnetic connection here. Yes, there's this energy of that reconciliation coming through. High levels of commitment. High levels of commitment can only come through once you really honor the journey. Okay. Winter time within 2 to 4 weeks. Again, 2 weeks is important, but Aquarius season as well. If you need to detach. But as in, like, take some time for a second, but you have to understand that this is your opportunity to create a bridge of healthy communication now. So that's where it's going to have to come from. None of these past ways. That transformation, you've both been transforming here. Okay, I'm going to get some cards for your connection here, because clearly that wants to come through. So cards for your connection. What was that? Okay, stepping stones, exactly. Step-by-step process of arrival, baby steps. Keep on going. Another confirmation, keep on going, number 17. It's a very spiritual connection. There's a lot of spiritual growth you've both been having here, you know. Yeah, the rings. I'm hearing high-level soulmates as well. Maybe, may not be, but the rings, this is that agreements, the pacts, the cycles, closing out karmic cycles. Promises. Number 25. Circle of trust again, learning who that is, you know. Partnership, and also something about trusting that other people, they have, you know, trusting that they have the people around them for a reason as well, you know. Healthy connections. It's what's been helping you to learn what healthy connections are, okay? Masculine energy, anchor. Masculine energy becoming the anchor. This is what's going to ground this down, you know. Another card of reconciliation. This is what's going to ground it down, however this masculine energy approaches, and then how you respond, of course. But this is about persevering. This is someone who's had to learn how to really work hard, persevere, keep going. You know, that's why they're ready for this connection, because they know that these are transferable skills, if you will. You know, they're going to be able to put that kind of energy, now that they've been focused on their finances, into their heart. You know, it's worth it. You know, that kind of energy. They're recognizing that, yeah. Ooh. That says kinky. And I did say that energy was coming through big for this person, so could be they've been bottling up their emotions. They really have. Again, a lot of self-reflection here, a lot of you time, understanding the cultural impact of what's been taking place, you know, that healing family issues. See what else you need to be aware of. Okay, so they're getting way more strength and courage to take that action, to strike while the iron is hot. No longer stop. Like I said, something about Virgo season prevented them from going forwards. You know, doing what they wanted to, they did the opposite. Okay, wild card energies. This connection is going to be open-ended. It can go either way. It's about how you both handle this now. But look at that. There's a new beginning. So there is this new beginning that wants to come through. Stork, there's a renewal, a transformation. You could be moving as well, number 17. Arrive, depart, travel as well could be important. Feeling restless, you know, pregnancy, birth. Renovation as well could be important. Could be very active. Something about moving. Look how that just came out. I wasn't even going to do another one. Heart and head. So emotional, this is how you need to respond to each other. Emotional intelligence. Your wisdom is from a compassionate space for each other. The space, the safety, the honesty, transparency, intellectual, emotional balance, authentic decision making, wholeness, integration. Okay, number 31. 31st, today as I record this is the 31st of October. So anything else you need to be aware of for you moving forwards? See, Scorpio season again, working through your fears. And it's okay. Allow yourselves time to do this. You've been doing a lot. There has been a lot of working through the fears. That's why there's that massive rebirth energy coming through big for this, okay? Someone's truly, you know, maybe you won't even realize this until they come through. Surrendering to the divine. Another card of allowing divine timing. I think someone, or to a degree, I think that they avoided action because they were talking about fate and destiny, if it's meant to be. I think they've been really learning that, yes, okay, destiny unfolds, you know, and what's yours is always yours. But there's aligned action that you need to take as well, you know, to be on that same timeline, that time frame, you know, divine timing, remember? adjustments are required. So this is where you're going to have the opportunity to really understand what it's going to... I think there's been a lot of adjustments being taken to get to this point of alignment, but also what then needs to take place. I'm seeing that moving card. Not straight away. But there's definitely distance here is what I'm getting. Distance, travel. Oh my God, 2 Leo cards. Big energies. Don't let pride get in your way. Energy is gaining momentum. Confidence is your key to success. Wow, okay, so don't stop yourself. Someone stopped themselves in the past. I'm just going to quickly get some cards for Divine Masculine here. What does Divine Masculine need to be aware of? Oh, sunrise, darkest before dawn. It's a happy new beginning ahead. You need to have faith in that. Not because you see things, the outcome the way it is, but because no matter what, you become who you need to be for what's coming. Number 6. Beautiful. Problems are ending. Obstacles are overcome. There's a hope again. There's bright futures, clarity, there's an awakening. There's a fresh start. So they want to come through with this energy. High levels. Okay, Divine Feminine. Divine Feminine. Card for the beautiful. Divine Feminine. Okay. Oh my God, oh, she could be nervous to communicate. Okay. It's coming through clear. This is someone who remembers this energy as a Knight of Wands. They're concerned, this Divine Feminine will be concerned that this is someone who's still in self-interest mode. Okay, but that's what needs to be removed. This broom, that's where that trust comes in. This is where somebody knows they need to show correct. Let's see what else. Divine Feminine. Okay, collaborating. So you need to be heard. You need to speak a truth. Your throat chakra readings are a big deal. Connected to your sacral, actually. Okay. Speak from love. Your truth. You know, when people are ready, they'll listen. And if someone wants to come through and create this firm foundation, this reconciliation, put the effort in, it's for a reason. So don't be afraid of your voice here. Don't be afraid you're going to, you know, you should be past that stage from what I'm getting here with this Empress, you know. But that can still filter through. That's why you got to work through your fears. You know. This isn't about coming through to want to leave again. That's not what I'm getting from this particular energy. This is the key. I was going to do another one for the Divine Masculine, but this just came out. So number 33, number 8. Okay, the solutions here. Someone truly does want to lock in. They have that energy about them, but it's about, I don't know how they're going to be received. That's what they're thinking, you know. Okay, Divine Masculine. One more card for the Divine Masculine. There were complications, problems, third person energy. Listening to the wrong people, I say wrong, the ones that weren't giving them the best guidance here, okay? Anything else for Divine Masculine? This is where they're overcoming this. Better days ahead, remember? Yeah, ball and chain, oh my God. I do think they have some addictions here to truly deal with. Ball and chain, that's heavy. They didn't want to bring this towards you at all. There's been a release of that. There's gonna be. They're finding big yes. Big yes. That's where they're finding a solution. So they can level up. This is Divine Masculine energy as well, the sun. Yes, success, vigor, being fulfilled. Wow. Going places. So again, travel is a big deal here. Movement, enterprise, someone's finances, big deal. 3, 10, I'm hearing business owner, vehicle, vacation, trip, movement with the wind, swift, travel, overseas, going places, adventure. I'm going to get another one for the Divine Feminine. Oh my God. What is this? Divine Feminine. She's still seeing the distance, the pride, the cold energies. Yeah, okay, that's what's being closed out. So maybe this is something you reflect to each other as well, but there is a cycle that needs to be closed out. And that's what was coming through before from the other cards as well. It says victory ahead, yeah, head of the pack. I think she herself, you know, that Queen of Pentacles that's trying to come through, this Empress, is becoming a leader in her own right, you know. Finishing first. I think that she doesn't want this to obstruct her, become an obstacle. But again, there's that way of thinking. That's another thing maybe you reflect. You need to address that mindset and really have the right conversations to create that healthy alignment for both of you. There's a win here, there's victory, success. Competition, finishing first, okay? You've both already been focused on your finances, whether you realize it or not, okay? There's grounding here. That's why the 10 of Pentacles is trying to come through. Because if you really do this in the healthy way, in the right way, in the divinely aligned way, listen to that divine guidance, right? You really can create that 10 of Pentacles, absolute abundance, commitment, loyalty, trust, dependability, helping others too. Wanting for nothing. You might resonate with being on the twin flame journey. This card is sticking out here, but it just didn't come out, so might resonate with that. I'm just going to see if there's any guidance you need moving forwards, because clearly I just think that honestly it feels like you need to have the right conversations where there's clarity, where you can even be honest and say, you know what, it feels this way, even to have this conversation, you know. So yeah, I think that that energy of don't let pride get in your way, especially divine feminine here. Something beautiful wants to come through for you. You've got to allow it to. If you want to, clearly if this reading is for you, this will align with you, okay? So you clearly want this, but you're going to work through your fears, and this is what's going to come through, the fears. But I think with the cards that are coming through, it feels quite quick that you're going to be able to bring it back. You're going to see someone's going to really prove that they are trustworthy, they're stable. They're going to keep coming through with these little, you know, if you give them the green light. Okay. Courage, your heart requires courage. It truly does. I do see this divine masculine that's soaring when it comes to their finances. The devil sea, Queen of Cups. So there's a lot of passion here, I think. That chemistry, that magnetic connection. Maybe that's why you're like, can I trust this? But again, you've got to come together to find out that, you know, healthy way to connect. But I think this is giving you the opportunity to close out some really unhealthy cycles as well. Whatever this is. The internal entrapment, you know. The way that you tell yourself the same story. The fears, the illusions. The making up whatever. There's a reconciliation, a renewal that wants to come through. The energy is gaining momentum, and now is your time to really address things correctly, because there's a rebirth taking place. You've got to be active in that rebirth, okay? So water and earth as well. Okay, what else? Moving forwards. Yeah, looking at the bigger picture, looking at the horizon, agreeing on what your intentions are truly moving forwards. You need to know that for yourself first and foremost as well, you know? You don't really want to lead with logic. You want to have that balance of head and heart. So you're going to need to be mindful of that. Don't get stuck in your headspace and the anxieties and, you know, telling yourself all these things in the middle of the night or whatever. So, see, there is liberation from this internal tug of war that's going on. It comes with honesty about that ball and chain energy as well. Yeah, there's been, again, the Queen of Cups. There has been contemplation over everything that's been taking place here. Someone's really honouring this. They really are. They're becoming someone who's way more honourable, actually, holds way more integrity. Okay, anything else? Look at the Empress again. They're seeing this divine feminine absolutely in her power, you know, no matter what, that's what they're seeing. Glow, truly. And they've seen this change in her. This Six of Pentacles, they're understanding how they can be the receiver, the equal give and receive, the reciprocal energy, really understanding that, which means they've been understanding that through other connections that they've had in their life and their experiences, what is balance versus what is not, what is equal give and receive versus what is not just taking. What are you're asking for so much, but what are you giving in return? And that's a two-way thing. That's any connections, even strangers, yeah, online or whatever, you know what I mean? It's come through for a reason, that specifically. So okay, so progress, you got this. Sending love.